We're good? On est bien? Ça marche le son? Est-ce que vous m'entendez dans le micro? Ouais, c'est bon? Super. Okay. Hi everybody. Hello. So it's a pleasure for me to be there today. And I'm going to talk about Diaspora, which is an open source social network. I think you know about it. I feel really happy to be in the decentralized room to see that the mind of people is changing and that we now have this room at the FOSDEM, and I hope, like Tristan said, that it will be bigger next year. So shortly, I'm Fla, so that's how everybody called me. I work in Grenoble in a small company which does carpooling. And I'm mostly Mozilla, Framasoft, and Diaspora contributor. So I care about online privacy. I feel like we need to decentralize the internet, so that's why I joined Framasoft, and I'm running the Framasphere, which is one of the biggest Diaspora server in France, and hosted by Framasoft. So maybe some of you are users. So why does the Diaspora project exist? The first thing is, I feel like, and I hope you're feeling like that too, that sharing is awesome. I know a lot of people who are afraid of Facebook, and they are just like, you know, the memory of the good old times when you were talking to your friend in real life. And I feel like the social network can be way better than it is right now, and maybe something which is good. And it's actually, you have kind of like two kind of people. The one who just doesn't care and use Facebook and don't care about their data, and the one who are afraid and just use nothing. And there is room between them to build something great to use, which will allow you to share with your friends, your contact, everyone in the world, but without being spied, without being used to make money by corporation. So that's that's the first things. There is also things about the rules. If you're a Facebook or Twitter user, you may notice that you're not always welcome on those networks, depending on what you share, what you think, which country you're using, which country you're using the network. So, for example, we saw during the Arab Spring Facebook being cut in Tunisia. It's really easy to cut. You just have to switch off the DNS, and that's it. No more Facebook for thousands of persons. And so the last thing is, yeah, we want to be able to control the service. We want to be able to control the data, so we need to split it, to decentralize. So the first thing you can say about Diaspora is decentralized. Technically, it's really, really close to email. Everybody can set up an email server, and everybody can set up a Diaspora server, and you will be able to talk to everyone else setting another email. So if you feel like you can host a Diaspora node, I really encourage you to do so. It will allow you to talk with everyone. It's not only what's going on your server. It's not for you and your friends only. You can set up a server for you and your friends, but you will be able to reach everyone from the Diaspora network from this place. So yeah, and the data are controlled only by the server administrator. So if you feel like, for example, you trust Framasoft, you can join us on Framasphere, and it will be as easy as register with one click, like Facebook. If you feel like you want to control completely all the data, you want the images on your house, you want to be the only one to be able to remove your messages, then you will have to host yourself, and you will be the master of everything. So this, not this. This is pretty funny because, well, we are talking about social networking, and you will recognize Facebook there, but you can replace Facebook by almost any other American corporation, and you will have the exact same chart. So as said, the other point is social. I strongly feel that we can do way more than we are actually doing for a lot of interesting topics. Of course, for free softwares, but also for ecology, politics, almost everything you want. And the internet is something as important as the printing was by Gutenberg hundreds of years ago. Like, everybody now can stand up and talk, and he will be able to reach thousands, millions of people within minutes. And we need to be able to do that to build a better world. So I feel like sharing is really important. And about the diaspora features, you will be able to do mostly what you can do with a traditional social network. So sharing images and polls, and with all the classic features like mentions and hashtags, and to be able to react by liking, commenting, resharing. That's the heart of the social network. But diaspora is more than that. We also give more power to the user to be able to transform the message, so to be able to write and to insert images where he wants to inside the text, or to say this should be in bold or in italic, or this is a title, a list, table, inside videos, and many things you can move and arrange inside the network. And finally, diaspora is about privacy. So decentralization is already something really, really good in terms of privacy, that you control the data. But still, the software itself is really privacy-oriented. So that means, by default, the user will be in a secure world. Like, when you register on Facebook, you first register, and then you have to go to the settings, deeply inside the settings, to find everything you can hide. So no, I don't want my birthday to be public. No, I don't want my friends to be public. No, I don't want my pictures to be public. Each setting is deeply hidden inside the Facebook configuration. By default, if you do not touch anything on diaspora just after you register, you will be safe. This is really important, the opt-in versus opt-out mind when you build a software. Especially, we do not require a real name, nor even a valid email address. If you don't put a valid email address when you register inside diaspora, you just will not be able to recover your password, and you will not receive any email notification. But that's it. The software itself works without email. So if you want to be completely anonymous, and I know a few nodes which can be reached using Tor, so directly with an onion address. So if you want to be completely anonymous, you can do that. We are using a system called Aspects, which has been copied by Google with a circle inside Google+, to define the different aspects of your life, so your coworkers or your family, your friends, and deeply control who is accessing the data you're publishing right now. That's pretty efficient. And other example of privacy feature right here. For example, I don't know if you know the small demonstration project, which was maybe something called Chaton 2. Someone one day just feel like, oh my God, I want to know where the kitten are on the internet. So he go on Flickr, he goes on Google Image, he bring something like 1 million pictures of cats, and he just had a look at the EXIF, so the GPS location of each picture, and put that on a map. And it was really scary. You display the map and you see like, oh, this is the cat of my friend right here. And you will be able to see the picture of the cats all around you. And you're like, okay, when I take a picture, I don't think about all the consequences. But most of the time from a smartphone, the location of the picture is recorded, and you will be able to say, at which time and at which place it has been taken. So this gives a lot of information about the user. In Diaspora, by default, the EXIF data, so the metadata of the picture, are stripped when you upload it. So you upload the picture and everything behind it is removed. We only keep the picture. And so another one is the proxy file content. So a lot of pictures are linked inside social network from other websites. You have also the Open Graph short text presentation when someone posts a link on Facebook on Diaspora. So if I post a link to a website, a request will be made to this website to display a short summary of it just under the post. So if you load the images, for example, of the website, this means that each user who will display it will do a request to this server, so will be able to be tracked by it. So we set up a proxy, so all the images can go by the node itself, and the user is not doing any queries from the external to the external world, only to the Diaspora server. So it's not tracked. This is the Diaspora publisher. So I just wanted to show you how easy it could be to format your text and choose what you want to do. So we support Markdown. There is some shortcut on the top, the poll picture on geolocation if you want to add it. The setting there is to allow you to post directly from Diaspora to Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, because the transition is pretty hard for most of people. So we want to be able to connect with the outside world. And the aspect is how you select who is able to see the post. Diaspora is now a community-run project, but it has funded by 4 American students after a talk by Eben Moglen. I don't know if you know him. He wrote the GPL license with Stallman. He's an advocate, and it's really interesting. I really encourage you to listen to Moglen talks. So they started a Kickstarter campaign. Unfortunately, they were pretty inexperimented, and the thing didn't go well. This is the side part of the talk. One of them even committed suicide because of the pressure coming from everywhere. And so at this time, the Diaspora project was almost something dead. Like they didn't want to work on it anymore. So they decided to release it to the community. And for more than 4 years now, the community brings the project. So the FSSN is an organization managed by Eben Moglen. And this is who they are holding the assets for us, so all the trademark and copyright for Diaspora and some money too. But most of the time we are just managing the project ourselves without any problem. We are using the Lumio tool to take decision. There is hundreds of persons on it who can vote, and you're welcome to join. Everybody can vote and take decision about Diaspora. And we moved on a new release system. So we now release a minor version every 6 weeks. And we release the first major version in May 2013. And we are now at the 6th major version, which was released this September, with a deeply improved federation, so the protocol between the nodes, and a new redesign. And I cannot not talk about the fact that we saw his is coming on Diaspora on August 2014. So we need to be decentralized. We need to be to protect ourselves from corporation, but Diaspora was not built to be a no-laws land. It's something I want to precise, because we are not Tor, or we are not fighting the government here. The decentralization allows us to be resilient to censorship, but this is not the first goal of diaspora. The first goal of diaspora is to avoid Facebook and Google and all the data mining and ads targeting done by American corporations. But we do need to have a control system to be able to remove some illegal posts. So each node itself can decide what he wants to do with the post. The user just signal it, like they are saying, okay, something which is maybe illegal is on your server, and the administrator can decide if he thinks he should remove it or not. And especially all servers are spread all over the world, so the laws, for example, in France or Germany, are different than the USA ones. And if you want to host a server somewhere in Taiwan or with a no-laws country, you can do whatever you want. So this is a quick screenshot of the whole design from the previous major version and the new one. I just wanted to show you how it looks. I don't have time to do a demo, but we can talk about it later, or you can just go on a pod and register and you will see. And I wanted to point that we did a really big work last year to rewrite the whole diaspora protocol to extract it from the core. And so it is not available as a Ruby gem, so a library you can include inside the project. And we are not the only one speaking this protocol. The Fryandica and the Hubzilla projects are still are talking diaspora too. So we now call the protocol the Federation, and we try to remove all the diaspora-specific word inside the protocol. The protocol itself is not referring to diaspora anymore. It's something which has been extracted, and I encourage you to have a look. The complete specifications are available, of course. Everything is open, and you can switch your project if you, maybe, I don't know, depending on what you do. And we have a website called thefederation.mp4 that I'm redesigning currently, which is a list of all the nodes which exist and is speaking the diaspora protocol. So you've got several projects listed on there. And short, what to expect for the futures? Well, we are full of ideas. Unfortunately, we are all volunteers, so we need more resources and more time, maybe. But big things are coming, especially Senya right here is working on the migration things, because this is also a core value, but it's really hard to build in the decentralized world. But the idea is to be able to say, I want to leave this node and grab every information I have with me, every messages I post, all my contact information, and to be able to grab that and put it in another node. For example, you can say, oh, I will try Diaspora. I don't have time to install it, so you register on Framasphere, and you use it for several months. You say, okay, I like it, but now I want to host myself. So you will be able to grab all your data and install your own Diaspora, put it on it, and restart like everything never, like if you started on your node at the beginning. So that's really important for us. And I encourage you to come and contribute if you want to help. Just to welcome some new here people is always something very, very valuable. All right, thank you. This is all the URL where you can find most of the information about Diaspora, the official website, and the code on GitHub, and the list of nodes at the Federation. Thank you. I don't know how many time we have for questions, but 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Okay. Yep.
Two questions, in fact. One is, when will Framasphere enable the XMPP chat?
Yeah.
And the second one is also related to XMPP. will it be possible in the future to send posts via my XMPP client?
Yeah,
And
so
will I be able to read posts using an XMPP client instead of the website?
So the question is about the integration of XMPP inside Diaspora. So first of all, the chat right now is not in a stable state. Mm-hmm. So Framasphere is way too big to put a beta feature on it at the moment, but it will be activated as soon as it's ready. I'm right on the started block. And about the XMPP integration itself, we're using XMPP for the real-time chats. It is already possible to, well, what we do is just to link the database of Diaspora to be able to log into XMPP with your username and your password. So if you use, I don't know, Pidgin, and your pod have XMPP enabled, you will be able to log inside Pidgin directly and to chat with all the person using XMPP. You're not stuck to a Diaspora user, of course.
Yeah, no,
but the message is that
you can put a post. With
no, this is not going to happen. Because like really, XMPP is nice to do chat and a lot of things, but it has some flaws which is not really the good idea to write a social network back on XMPP. I know pretty well the guys behind Saluatoire, behind Movim. There is nice social project trying to use XMPP, and definitely there should be a lot of effort to do that, and I don't think it's worth it at the moment. Yes?
So you mentioned the Facebook case in which they simply shut down the DNS and everyone was out.
Yeah.
How are you safe from the same case? If I shut down the DNS, how is it report?
Which DNS would you shut down?
So you mentioned that there was an issue somewhere that the government seemed to shut down the DNS.
Well, the point, yeah.
How you are safe from that?
So the point is about censorship by shutting down DNS. I talk about Facebook.com because Facebook.com is only one server, one domain name. So if you stop this one, then nobody can use Facebook anymore. Really, Diaspora like the email. If you stop gmail.com, if you stop Orange and Free and all the Yahoo and maybe Hotmail, everyone will still using emails. You see what I mean? You cannot shut down the email. If you shut down a domain name, I will just be able to buy another one and point it to my server, and that's it. So, yeah?
I didn't get it, but
we can talk about it after that.
I have a question. Do you have any sort of public APIs, for example, to build external clients or things like that?
Yeah, so the IPA is, currently we already work a lot on it, and the whole specification of the API is written. So we have the idea how it will be, but the code itself is not done yet. Diaspora is already a provider of I lost it. OpenID, thank you. Yeah. So there is already the identification part, which is quite working, and there is still works going on, but the API is not ready yet. But the specifications are there, so if you want to be prepared to write an application for Diaspora, you can already have a look, and we welcome feedback too, of course. Yes?
When a user registers on a pod and starts uploading data to that pod, does that data then get copied and stored in all the other pods in the network as well?
So the question is about the data being copied to other nodes of the network. So the answer is the text are pushed, but not the important data like images. So if you publish a post saying, look at my pictures, it will be encrypted, sent to other nodes on where you have contact, only the one you're talking to. They will receive the message and be able to decrypt it. And then they will have a URL to the images. But the images stay on your node, so that if you removed it, nobody has access on it anymore. All right, so time's up, everybody. I'm sorry I can't answer your question after that. Thank you very well. and so see you there.